Welcome to Game of Roses. This is Survivor PaceCase.
This is BachelorClues.
Why
I'm doing my impersonation of David.
Oh my god. That's when you're so Musk and Vask that you're trying to like pop one of your Vasks for television effect.
This man looks like he is fighting through a horrible shit.
I love it. I'm like, you can't do much when you're in the jury, but he's doing the most you can do when you're supposed to be silent.
For real. This fucking guy stood up. He gave Mary a standing ovation at the
It was so good. I loved it.
We'll get to it.
I loved it. He's gone, but not gone.
He's the star of the fucking tribal councils now. It's unbelievable. Silent star, by the way.
His glares, his standing up.
Oh, God.
Get this man a cup of milk.
He's probably had several from the looks of him.
But yeah, he does look even more jacked. Like all he's doing is working out.
Just a fucking rage workout. Yeah. He's in that hotel gym just throwing the fucking plates around. Dark Lord Jeff comes in there. What's going on? You want to come to Club Condo? Can't. Lifting. Angry. Must move weight. Something like that. I don't know.
I like that it's like performance art. He just gets bigger each tribal council until he's just like taking up the whole jury.
I wrote this down in my notes. I'll just say it now. This is an experimental tribal council play or jury tribal council play. I don't know if anyone's ever done this in the history of Survivor. You get eliminated. You're a member of the jury now. They always come back looking so fresh, so clean. Don't do that. Don't bathe. Don't change your clothes. Wear the same outfit you were eliminated in, and always have mud or sand or something on your face. Yeah, get dirtier and dirtier each time you come back to the jury.
I like that. It's like the character in Charlie Brown, Linus. Pigpen. Yeah, Pigpen.
Yeah,
Pigpen it. I like it.
The Pigpen play. Okay.
There's a lot of experimental strategies to be done with that. I don't think we see enough of it. It's like everyone's just fading into the background except David.
At the very least. Or some weird glasses or something. At the very least.
Monocle.
Coming in an Apple Vision headset. Pipe is great.
Cheese head.
Yeah. Cheese head would be good. Wizard hat.
A staff.
Staff and wizard hat. Come in dressed like Gandalf. Get Ian McKellen
I lied.
to
I'm
come
not
in
a teacher. I was a wizard the whole time.
Yeah. Not enough wizard play on the tribal council jury members. Okay, let's jump into this, shall we? This was episode number 11 of Survivor season 48. It begins nighttime as they all do. It's night 19, a full moon. Final 7 players are congratulating themselves for being there. Mary jokes about being the only other name thrown out. She ITMs that she's going to miss Star, and every time she gets close to somebody, they get voted out. Stephanie, Kevin, David, now Star. It's demoralizing. She has to crawl out from a pit, she says, all over again, but she always falls back on being there for a reason and not giving up. So we know that's basically going to be the thesis of this entire episode is Mary going to be able to avoid elimination, which is certain to come, basically. And we know the only way that's going to happen is with a big flip going on somewhere.
We're waiting. Is this the week they flip? No. Last week? No. Next week?
Yeah, they're never going to.
I guess they're just going to give it to Joe at this point. I don't understand.
I don't either.
What is happening?
I literally couldn't wrap my fucking head around what is going on here. But Mary talks to Kamilla and she says it's advantageous to keep her around to use as a person who could be a vote. If they want to start getting rid of Joe and Eva. And Kamilla ITMs that this makes sense. She likes the plan. Mitch then says out loud to Kamilla in camp that he wants Joe to go out next. Mary then pitches that plan to Mitch as well. Keep her around for that vote. It would make their move against Joe much easier. Mitch ITMs that at this point in the game, they all see the writing on the wall. Joe is dominating the game. They have to do something. Mary then asks them, what if Kyle and Shaheen don't want to vote Joe out? Mitch ITMs that they have to flip Kyle or Shaheen and they have to make the move soon or else Joe will run away with the season. Opening credits. Everything that was said there was true. And seemingly they're not acting upon it.
I don't understand. The numbers are just getting worse and worse for you.
Yeah.
I made it my error last week that Mitch didn't go along with the revolution. Mm-hmm. You'll see what my... well, actually, no, I have a different error. But I think there's errors all over the place by anyone other than Joe here.
even Joe, I think, made a little bit of an error, which we'll get to. But like, I don't understand the hesitation on pulling that trigger, because like you're going, look, I'm of two minds, because I think in Survivor and Big Brother open games, the win is like crucially important. To be a champion of this game means something within the game. However, lasting another week on a reality show, getting more screen time is also a victory unto itself. You may not win the final prize, but if you can make it just another week, you're going to get more screen time. You may become a main character in the next episode, and that is potentially worth something. That could get you on Traitors. Yeah, of course.
Like, none of them are getting parasocial following.
Carolyn.
I guess Eva is.
What about Carolyn?
On Survivor. I mean, on Traitors. Not on Survivor.
But she had to go through Survivor and not win it to get onto Traitors. It's like it allows you a stage now to maybe get placed in a third wave show like Traitors, where you can explode. Parvati did that too.
Fair enough.
So I don't know. I don't know what the right path here is. I would tend to think the best path is still to become a champion, because that also gets you into Traitors. It's like that
and
helps your case there too.
Like the rest of them don't become influencers. So I'm like, okay, the money seems very important to get out of this. Kyle ITMs that he's having anxiety every day. Like, can I beat Joe at the end? He is in control and he's strong. Do I take the shot? And we see Mary and Kyle talk about it. And Mary's like, please use me. And he ITMs, it's tempting. But he says, I'm emotionally connected to Joe. We've shared things, making it hard to consider this. For me, the emotional connection thing, I'm like, it's only going to be worse next week. You're only going to be closer to these people.
Yeah. Or you're just waiting for him to kill you off. Like, here's the thing that I really don't get about the kind of final phases that we're in now, I guess, or approaching the penultimate phases. What is your strategy? If it's not to flip on the most threatening player there, the guy who has won the most immunity challenges, the guy who is seemingly in control of the biggest alliance, what is your plan? Is it to just win all the immunity challenges to the end? Because it seems like Joe's the one who's going to be doing that. He almost fucking won this one. He should have won it.
They're getting rid of the only players they can beat, Star and Mary.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Nonetheless, I think it is what you're saying. It's like, oh, but I'm guaranteed another week and I can look loyal or whatever. But numerically, you have to turn on these people at some point.
Yeah.
And it's in your best interest to do it now so that you can still win immunity challenges. Like, he's going to win all of them.
I totally agree. Maybe he's not. I don't know. But I mean, we'll get to this challenge. We'll get to the one that happened in this episode. Kyle ATM's here that Mary doesn't need to know what he's thinking about, which is going after Joe, because he doesn't completely trust her. So he thinks if I say yes to her plan now, she might just go tell Joe and I'm fucked. Mary, then we see hacking at this coconut with a machete. And she's like, this is for people who are writing down her name. And she's getting pissed off. She's taking out her aggression by chopping this machete to pieces. She ITMs that she's mad because she pitched a great idea to Kyle, but he's at a crossroads, which sounds like a no to her. So she feels like she has no chance. She doesn't even want to eat coconut anymore. She just wants to take out her aggression. Eva then reprimands her for using their last coconut and eating it. And Eva ITMs that she's being spiteful and she knows she's coming home. So she's trying to screw them over, or she knows she's going home. Sorry. So she's trying to screw them all over. Eva then tells Kamilla, Kyle, and Joe about Mary's coconut aggression, and Joe delivers a full mouth, full eye aperture look of shock. That was my
face play of the game.
Unbelievable. Did you witness this face play?
Joe's full eye aperture at seeing Mary's misdeeds with the coconut play was also my
face play of the game.
It was incredible. He's one of my favorite face players this season. He's always doing the most.
And
I can't even imagine what he does when he sees a fire.
Nothing. I bet he's fucking stone faced. Fire's just his job. That's like looking at a spreadsheet for most other people.
Kamilla here.
Kamilla
Actually,
ITMs.
yes, it is. We have spreadsheets.
Oh, yes, we do. Kamilla ITMs that nobody's going to want to keep anybody around that's going to eat all the food. No one wants to keep a person that doesn't know proper coconut etiquette, which is why Mary's coconut misadventure was my error of the game. I don't know how much this actually contributed to this, but it did to some degree, I think. It got people to kind of be like, fuck her, let's vote her out.
Yes.
And I think when you're, Darko Jeff has mentioned it a couple of times in this episode, like your brain gets scrambled. You're out here for 20 fucking days. You're eating intermittently, horrible sleep, sleeping in the elements. You're not thinking straight. You're reverting back to your lizard brain animal mentality. And it's like, this person fucking ate my food. I'm not gonna vote them out. I'm going to vote them out. I mean, I'm trying to do double negatives, but I do think that it contributed to her not being able to enact this plan, because it seemed like logically some people were on board with it, but I think their kind of emotional element kind of overtook them. For Kyle saying, I can't vote against Joe, we've shared mirror PTCs, and for everybody else, I saw her hacking up that fucking coconut unnecessarily. Get out of here.
I think that in this whole game, you are trying to be, as they call it in battle camp, unhateable. And Mary's not doing a good job of that this episode. Yeah. We come back to the next portion. Kyle and Kamilla are talking about this possible flip. And Kyle apologizes. He says, sorry, I'm wishy-washy. It's probably frustrating for you. And Camilla's like, do we do it this time or at 6? What if he gets immunity? And Kyle's like, I don't know if I'm going to get Joe's vote if I burn him. And so Kyle is in his ITMs debating whether he's going to go for Kamilla or Joe and Eva. He doesn't want to betray anyone. And they congratulate themselves on their secret alliance. No one suspects. Very cute. And Kyle ITMs, there's no moral escape for him. In IRL, he is a problem solver, but each path harms someone. I don't want to hurt people even for the benefit of my family, and produces tears. Produces literal tear play here. Bunch of tear play in this episode. I know. He's just a fantastic player. I kind of get what they're saying. Like, was it in this conversation or was it might have been one later, where they're basically saying if one of us makes it to the final 3, one of us is getting the $1 million. I think it's later. Yeah. And I'm kind of like, I haven't thought about it that way, but I think they're right, because this secret alliance will be seen as such a master strategy move that I think it'll get a lot of people to vote for them off the jury, whichever member of them is in the final 3. And maybe that's their long game plan. Maybe here Kamilla is like, fuck it, if I have to sacrifice myself to put him in the final 3, because that's how this will shake out. I feel like if there are no big moves made, it seems like it's going to be Joe, Eva, and Kyle to me. I don't know. I keep thinking it's going to be the week where there's a big move and there isn't. So no shit. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what the plan is here. But I think what you're saying is right about the lizard brain thing. I think they're all scrambled eggs upstairs, and they're just like, well, Mary's super annoying. Yeah. The longest I've ever gone without eating was during cancer treatments. And there were multiple weeks where I ate nothing and just barely could drink water. And it was like, I don't know how to describe what it does to your brain. Hallucinations, you're having sleep paralysis. You can literally feel your body wasting away. I could feel muscle fibers and shit being reclaimed by my body to live. It's very strange to not be able to eat for a while. So I can imagine roughly what they're going through, also because there's so much other weird circumstantial shit happening. You're having to compete in these challenges. There's a 63-year-old vampire screaming at you every day. There's the sun is beating down on your head. You're having to eat weird shit. You smell like crap. You can't bathe. All of these things, I'm sure, contribute to a mindset that is just uncontrollable. And I think it does revert you. They all describe it like it's so much easier on the couch than being here in person. 100%. We see some cute mansion free play antics where everyone goes fishing. Oh, wait, before that, we see the same majestic shot of a manta flipping his stuff upside down. And this Flippin' Manta was my creature of the week. A gorgeous dinosaurial creature.
That is the same shot, right? They're not getting more footage. They're just replaying that shot.
Same shot.
It was not my creature. It came close, but as a bunch of these players are snorkeling and fishing, we see Shaheen ITMing that if you would ask him if he would have made it to day 20, he's like, yes, I would have said yes, but I've learned so much from the game that I never could have anticipated. I had no clue what it means to be out here, make these tight relationships, and then to have to vote those people out. It's tough. Kyle then ITMs that him, Mitch, and Shaheen are having a boys' day of fishing. We get some shots of these fish. And then we see Kyle murder a fish, and the fish that sacrificed its life for the greater good of the game was my creature of the week. Thank you, fish. You will be remembered.
We savored your suffering. They love this moment. Mitch is going to look back on it. We see even a little reef shark. Mm-hmm. And then there's the appearance of a boat, and there is a man with a wide brim hat, a sole man manning this vessel who is going to pick someone up for a journey. And this man was my Jorge Moreno, bystander of the week.
This boatman was also my
Jorge Moreno, bystander of the week.
There is no other person to use it. Did they ever have any bystanders come into this?
So the only other thing I can think of is when they're showing the challenge, they use the like practice people, like slow-mo shots. You never can really see their head, but you might have seen one pushing like that wheelbarrow thing.
But I mean, like, did they ever do a thing where like the reward challenge is you win a night in luxury at this hotel, and then there's like hotel staff or something? Is there anything like that?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe we'll
people
get that
serving the food.
Shaheen screams, "There's a boat!" Everybody comes running down the beach. Eva ITMs that journeys can be good or bad. You could get an advantage or you could lose your vote. She doesn't want somebody out of her alliance to get power. So she needs to, in her game strategy anyway, she needs to have it be her or Joe who goes on this, or second rank down is probably Kyle or Shaheen. Mm-hmm. But you definitely don't want Mary or Mitch or Kamilla going to get this potential power. Eva reads the scroll. One person gets to go on the journey, and you have to pick who it is, or you got to choose rocks. Everybody is like, I want to go. So they got to choose rocks, and fucking Eva wins this. Unbelievable.
She's got the power of luck with her, the power of the wheel.
Well, is it the power of luck?
Is it?
No.
You think it's skewed?
I think it's quantum field energy.
Oh.
I think Eva has some kind of capability to manipulate reality with intention, and she has done it here once again. There's no other way to explain the amount of advantages, idols, purple rocks, et cetera, that she's been able to pull off in the course of this. Well,
there's one.
One what?
It's called the third audience, and it's called wanting Eva to win.
How the fuck? No, that bag is just a bunch of fucking rocks. They're all reaching in blindly and picking out a rock.
I don't know. Are they?
You think she had
holding
the purple
rock at the bottom?
Yeah, she's palming it and just puts her hand in there and it's like, oops, look, I got the purple rock. Look, I did go a little bit deep in the threads in the fucking forums when she won the nacho advantage.
Uh-huh.
And there's a whole bunch of fucking talk about that little thing was put in a bowl of nachos that was right in front of her, and their spots had names where you had to sit. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like the sushi one was random. It was just 3 spots, sit wherever you want. But that challenge that she did, producers put their nameplates in where they were supposed to sit, and that thing was right in front of her. Now, anybody could have found it.
Well, it was directed at her.
Chips.
It said, "'Cause you won this challenge. You get this."
That's right.
It wasn't just like a random one that she found. Because I noticed the nameplates too, and I was like, interesting. I'm like, if you get to a challenge that has like specific spots, I'm sure you think it's like for production reasons or whatever, but there's no real reason it needs to be like that.
But if it was just for, the person who won the challenge that day, that could have been anyone, right? Or do you think they said Eva won it, throw in this
That's
sneak
what I
away
mean.
into the night advantage for her.
There's like Love Island rules for a lot of this stuff. It's like if somebody else had won the challenge, would they have gotten this advantage?
Yeah, we don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how the Prodosorial. I mean, I think I'm like probably more paranoid than other people, but I'm like, if I was in charge of the show and you're not filming in the US, no game show laws, I would want the most fascinating stories to continue.
Yeah. You know, that would be a cool. I've been like, for whatever reason, the past couple of weeks, just fucking spinning out all kinds of jury duty style TV show ideas where like one person doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Person.
Or torturing multiple people and there's only one person that knows what's going on, you know? And I did think of a Survivor show, like a fake one, basically, where you get 10 people out into a Survivor type thing and one person just gets like, wins all the challenges, gets all the preferential treatment, and it's all the fixes in type shit, you know?
Yeah.
Just to see the other people like lose their minds.
I think that's a hilarious show idea.
Yeah, call it the winner.
A fake Survivor show.
Yeah. I don't know if that is, I don't know. Maybe it's too sinister. Legal? If they sign a piece of paper, it's fucking legal. Do you want to be on this show?
You can't
Yes or no?
sign away your
this.
civil rights.
Well, you can if you're on Survivor, apparently. Anyways, Eva gets this purple rock. Kyle and Kamilla agree. This complicates things. And then she ITMs that when she's in the majority alliance with 4 people, Eva is ITMing this. They can run the game, but if she loses her vote, then it's 3 versus 3 and anything could happen. So she's aware maybe there's going to be some benefit to this, but she might lose her vote. And that's kind of what she's playing against. Portion 3, day 20, Eva gets ferried to another island as she ITMs that she's pumped for the journey. She comes up to the beach. There's a sign that says a game awaits inside the jungle. Good luck. She comes to a little table. It has an hourglass. It has this rotating, almost like potter's wheel type thing and a bunch of these tiles. What's at stake is her vote. She has to stack these tiles on their edges on this rotating platform using only her feet to rotate the platform. And if you get 4 levels of tiles stacked by the time the timer ends, you're good. You save your vote. Nothing happens. If you get 8 levels, you get this knowledge is power scroll. What is a knowledge is power?
You can say, hey, do you have an idol at the tribal council? Give it to
me. What?
Mm-hmm.
You can take the idol?
Mm-hmm.
Holy fuck. But what if they don't have the idol? If you say, do you have an idol? And they're like, no, then that's just, it's blown. Damn.
Yeah. And so sometimes people will like give it to someone else to be like, oh, I don't want them to steal my thing.
Right. But she's the only one who has an idol.
Presumably.
Well, I mean, that's all we've been shown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she doesn't need it. Interesting. So she says she's lucky she got sent on this journey because she has an idol. So even if she loses her vote, it doesn't matter. She stacks the blocks, stacks them easily on the first try. This seems like a...
Oh, you can also steal anything else. It doesn't have to be just an idol. If they have some other advantage, they can take it.
What? Now, wait a minute. Does it have to be a game advantage? Could you steal a reward?
No.
Can you steal the immunity necklace?
No.
Okay. So just idols and advantages, basically. Yeah. Okay. She stacks up these things easily on the first try to get to level 4. And then she's like, all right, maybe I should keep going to level 8. And she stacks 2 tiles in level 5, but then stops to get her vote because she's like, I'm going to help my team. This is just me being greedy now. And she makes an overt decision here to not go for this extra advantage, which would have, had she had that, I mean, fuck. She runs the whole game.
I mean, she already does. I'm like, can be safe for 2 tribal councils.
Well, the one thing that she has though, that the safe without a vote, there was a time limit on that, if I remember right. She has to play it by the 7th. I want to
say before top 5 or something.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think so. She'll have to play it next week, if at all, which could fuck Joe if she takes her vote out of the equation. Mm-hmm. Which she, at that food thing, we'll get to it. Okay.
I would be very good at this one though, because I always like flush the toilet with my feet, you know? So.
That'd be a great ITM. Back home, I never flush the toilet using my hands. I'm a foot toilet flusher. Therefore, my toe dexterity is at such a high level. I should be able to do this one no problem. You stack the tiles with your toes also?
Yeah, just be like, I'm going to make it
Doing
a little harder for
handstand.
myself.
Yeah. So she wins this thing, is not greedy, makes her decision to not stack it all the way up to the top, and she
I thought
ITMs
good
that.
decision.
What's that?
I thought it was a good decision, just like she did with the other one.
Totally. She has been right on the money with all these like pressure luck type decisions. She keeps her vote so she can, so her and her team can make it to the final four. She heads back to the tribe. She ITMs that she's going to tell the truth to everybody. And she does just that. She gets off the boat and explains exactly what happened, leaving no detail out. And people are kind of like, whoa, I can't believe she's just fucking saying. Joe even ITMs, well, she blurted out everything. And I guess she was right that everybody else would have fucked her over and not said the truth, basically, if they had gone on the journey. Mary ITMs that Eva was like, you might have needed it, but I don't because I have an idol. And she's like, she feels that she has blown it. It was everybody's opportunity to get an advantage and shake up the game. And so now with Eva getting it, it just kind of like status quo remains. The situation is literally unchanged by this journey.
We see Mary and Shaheen talk, and they joke about how the game is to outplay and outlast, not outloyal, but that doesn't seem to be how anyone is playing. Mm-hmm. And and Shaheen is weighing this in his ITM. He's like, I don't know if I'm going to do this. Then it would put me in the driver's seat, which is the scariest place to be. And he also says he's not going to be driving.
He also says in that ITM that he thinks he's played a better game than Joe. Do you think that's true?
No.
Not even fucking close, right?
He has no tight ally like Joe does. Yeah. He has not built the story. And Joe has won 3 immunity challenges.
That alone, winning 3 immunity challenges alone is like, he's the most dominant fucking player of the season, period.
By a lot.
The immunity challenges, in my opinion, and I don't even think it's opinion, are the most important thing in the game always. Nothing is more important. Having control over the psychosocial dynamic, that's to some degree important, or at least fitting into it in a non-threatening way. Of course, these are important things. But Joe controls that part of it because he's the leader of the biggest group. He's also absolutely dominating all of these fucking challenges. How you could sit there and think you played a better game than fucking Superman basically is, I don't get it. Eva has played a better game than Shaheen as well, I think.
I don't get it. Like, I've liked Shaheen's antics, I like his song play.
Sure.
And his social dynamic work is obviously good too. He's managed to keep his name off the block for a lot of it, but completely disagree. And I'm like, in most seasons, people would be targeting Joe, but Joe has done this incredible job of getting everyone to be like, no, it's fine. Don't vote for the person who's obviously going to win if they're in the final 3.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. And I mean, I know there are like alliances, there are math kind of problems that have to be done about when you're going to make the move and how you would try to get him out or whatever. And I think he kind of was, to use a race car analogy, he was kind of drafting off of David in the beginning because David was the more like physically imposing kind of player. And so he was like, even when David won the grip strength thing where he was like flexing his muscles and shit, I think that put Joe in a position in the group that's like, he's not as good as David. So he's not as much of a threat as we thought he was. But it turns out he's even more of a threat, I think, because he has so many components that allow him to be good in the challenges, controlling the big group. It's weird to me.
To some degree, controlling Kyle.
What's that?
To some degree, controlling Kyle, like to not flip on him, like.
Totally. With the PTC, the mirror PTC, the emotional bond. That's the only reason.
Yeah. His constant dad play.
Yep.
Even his ITMs to just the 4th audience about like, you want to put your biggest competitors against you so that you prove you're the best. Yeah. I'm like, completely disagree. I want to go against Mary. I want to go against Star and Shaheen.
Bring Chrissy back. I want to go against her.
Bring Chrissy. I'll go against Chrissy.
All right. Portion 4 begins. This is the challenge. Dark Lord Jeff welcomes the remaining players. The final 7. Joe, come on up here. Let me take that necklace. Thanks, bro. And he then explains what this challenge is. You have to push a survivor wheelbarrow. Is that something they use a lot?
I don't know. Probably.
I guess so. You have to push the survivor wheelbarrow over obstacles while balancing a vase with a key in it. Then you add another vase when you get to the second tier of this. You then have to push it through some more obstacles. Once you get to the final mat, you take a key out of one of the vases, use it to unlock pieces of an arch puzzle. The first person to finish gets immunity and a reward. Back at the camp, sushi, chicken teriyaki, noodles, iced tea, and chocolate cake. They draw for spots and get it on. I'll read you my notes. This is a play-by-play.
Oh, God.
Shaheen dumps the
I'm begging
vase.
you to stop.
Huh?
I'm begging you to stop taking notes like this on the challenges, but it's fine.
But sometimes I like to do it because sometimes somebody will come from behind or like some crazy thing happens or whatever, and it's worth discussing. None of this is, but I'm going to read it anyway.
This is why I don't know if the survivor wheelbarrow is common. I'm like, when there's a challenge, I'm like,
right. You're
where's
watching
my
another
Switch?
show.
Yeah.
Shaheen dumps his vase. Eva dumps. Mary is in the lead. Kyle dumps. Joe dumps at the second vase level. Mitch dumps. Kamilla dumps. Dark Lord Jeff barks this order about, this is about nuance, finesse, and touch. Mary is now far behind everyone. Shaheen is in the lead. Shaheen is to the puzzles first. Eva dumps. Mitch gets to the puzzle. Kamilla dumps. Joe gets to the puzzle. Kamilla gets to the puzzles. Kyle and Eva to the puzzles. Mary is the only one not at the puzzles yet. Mitch and Joe seem to be spelling gibberish. Joe puts his blocks together first and he's like, I'm done. And then Dark Lord Jeff runs over. Got fun betrayal. Wrong.
I would be selling those t-shirts tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Got fun betrayal spelled wrong.
Got fun betrayal spelled wrong in a weird block font. But like, again, I fully understand. Not eating, being on that island, fucking scrambles your brain. I get it. They've talked about it a bunch. Got fun betrayal?
Why not?
Got fun betrayal. It's not a fucking word. He said it spells a word.
Look, the fire smoke, it gets up in there, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
Steroids will take a wear and tear to your brain.
But you look at those words and you're like, yeah, got fun betrayal. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what the producers wrote down and said, make them spell out got fun betrayal. Unbelievable.
It's the
Massive
scrambled
error.
brains. It's the
But
scrambled
it doesn't even
brains.
matter because he still wins. Mitch dumps all his blocks. Dark Lord Jeff. Mitch loses everything. Kyle doesn't spell it right, but he does get the word right. He spells unforgettable, but he transposes the G and the R. So his whole thing is there and he's staring at it. Dark Lord Harrison comes over and he's like, you
Dark Lord Jeff?
no, you're not. Huh?
You just said Harrison.
They're all the same. The Dark Lords are one. They are
Dark Lord
fractured.
Harrison never had this kind of energy.
They are
you kidding
fractured reflections, each individual representations of one aspect of the greater Dark Lord that rules us all. You see,
they're all part of one big bat.
Yeah, they're part of one big underworld bat that's hanging upside down in the core of the earth. Dark Lord, Jeff says you didn't spell it right, and Kyle is just sitting there staring at it, trying to see like, where did I misspell it? And you can see it. It's not unforgettable. He spells unforgettable.
It's because it has to be spelled right on both sides. I think it's spelled right on his side and not the other one.
How is that possible? I'm so confused.
I don't know. But
okay.
Joe appears to be winning, and then Dark Lord Jeff goes, nope, he has the wrong color eye image.
Even that, I was
seems like a technicality.
What? It totally does. I don't like the subtle kind of like nuances, the intricacies of these things to me, or like they don't play well on TV.
No. You're like, okay,
I was like, he won.
I feel like they just didn't want Joe to win again.
Totally. They just made up some dumb bullshit. No, I mean, you did see it. He had the white eye on the black box or whatever, and the black eye on the white box, whatever the fuck it was.
They should not be able to see the other people's puzzles. They should put a wall between them. Because I'm like, they should all have to solve the puzzle, not just like...
I agree. or
go
spell
off
different
of
words, I think. But I also think they want it to be like let's say Mary had gotten her 2 vases ultimately to the end. And if she's watching what they're doing, that gives her some ability to have to kind of skip the phase of figuring out what it is so that maybe she would have.
So it's closer.
Yeah, maybe there's a possibility somebody could come from behind. Nonetheless, Joe accepts his defeat, saying, fair, fair. Kamilla gets this immunity. She produces tears. Dark Lord Jeff asks her what she's feeling. She says, everybody knows.
Kamilla winning this challenge and instantly producing tears was my play of the game.
Oh, wait, was it mine too?
She's got to win one immunity challenge for her, whatever, scorecard.
Yeah.
And she's again hitting this story of like, my family didn't think I could last one round on this. Like, she does a gorgeous, gorgeous winner speech on this.
Yeah. Kamilla winning this was also my
play of the game.
I would say, at least through this season, winning immunity is like, it's my play of the game pretty much every time because it's just there's nothing more powerful in the game. And so if you win that, what could beat it other than some kind of like super intricate, like twisting and turning of the vote or a flip or something like that. And if you lead one of those charges and it works, that would probably get my play of the game as well. But like this one especially was super important because if Joe gets it, if Eva gets it, it's like, there's no chance to flip.
Mm-hmm.
Here, she at least breathes life into the idea with this victory
could be a flip.
that maybe they're going to flip on Joe. Nonetheless, Dark Lord Jeff says you're safe. You're in the final 6. Choose the people you want to join you for the food. And Kamilla picks Mitch because he has starved the most. That's also a good strategy, by the way. Just don't eat, and you'll always be the person that gets to go to the feasts.
I don't know.
He's eaten the least. He's gotten this fucking twice. This has happened to him, or 3 times.
That's what I mean. I feel like when they say this person has eaten, it's like none of them have eaten. It's just kind of a fake reason.
Yeah. And then she also picks Eva, and Mary here produces tears. Dark Lord Jeff asks her how she's feeling with no food. And as she cries, she says she's really proud of Kamilla, but not the first time she's felt like she was on the bottom. You think if you did it once, get to the bottom once, it would hurt less the second time, but it hurts even more. Kamilla ITMs that she finally won individual immunity. She wants Joe out, and she doesn't want to miss their chance. So they're in these ITMs. I mean, I read a lot over the past couple of weeks about how this show is shot and everything. Mm-hmm. So they give each player like 10 minutes or whatever, 15 minutes to go walk with this other player and you guys can talk strategy. And they let everybody do that kind of in an order. While 2 of them are away, they're shooting ITMs with the other people. And basically in these ITMs, what I think is happening is they are getting these players to give them footage to build any narrative they want.
Yeah.
So it's like, Kamilla, tell us you're going to kick off Joe. They probably have the same footage for kicking off Eva, Shaheen, Kyle, everybody. And then they just cut whatever they want out of the show. I think that's how this show is shot.
It has to be because they're able to make it a mystery each time, even though clearly it's like the most predictable thing has happened the last 2 weeks.
Yep, exactly. Nonetheless, I found this entertaining. Portion 5, everybody comes back from the challenge. Kamilla ITMs that she didn't think she would ever win against these players, but she did. She, Mitch, and Eva come to this sushi dinner. There's these shots of them eating too are always just so fucking gross. Just shoving dirty hands, just shit dripping down their faces. It's repulsive. I'd be like, I need cutlery. I need a napkin.
Can someone hold an umbrella over me? The
Exactly.
sun.
Are we fucking animals here? Jesus. Mitch ITMs that he hasn't eaten for days. When somebody gives you the opportunity, it means so much. It's crazy how excited you get just to see food. Kamilla ITMs that she has never given it much thought about who to bring because she never thought she'd win one of these challenges. She's like, I wanted to pick Kyle, but I don't want people to know we have a secret alliance. And she wants to keep Joe and Eva comfortable, which is why she brought Eva. I thought that was very smart.
It is very smart. She kind of has this like fake pair, which is Mitch. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think these were good choices. And you're leaving Mary to scramble with Joe to babysit again.
Yeah.
And weaken Joe, as she points out.
And she also, Eva ITMs, oh, it was great to just sit around and talk about food and not worry about the game because we're all going to vote for Mary. And again, I'm like, in these ITMs, that seems to be what was true. But you have all these other ITMs, these people be like, we're going to fucking flip on Joe. This is it. We're going to take him out. I think all that's fake.
I don't know. Or Eva's not in on it.
Well, certainly Eva wouldn't be in on the flip, but I think that, I mean, we see what happens in the end. I watched the post-credit sequence. Nobody fucking voted for Joe.
Yeah.
It was unanimous.
It wasn't the time. They're waiting for that special time.
Yeah. Vote him out after he's won. Oh, wait, is it too late? He's holding the check for $1 million.
Yeah.
Kamilla tells Eva that she might have brought Mary if she wouldn't have done the coconut transgression. Mary has to go. She's lying here. Essentially, it seems like, if those ITMs are to be believed. I just don't know like what is actual.
I do think this is a lie about the coconut thing.
Oh, that Kamilla,
she's like, I would have been benevolent if she hadn't done the coconut thing.
Yeah. Well, no, it seems like she's trying to kind of like alleviate any concerns that Eva might have by being like, yeah, fuck Mary. We're getting her out next. Can't wait to do this vote with you. Mm-hmm. But again, I just don't know how much of any of the ITMs are real because I think they shoot all possible variations of the ITM.
We see Shaheen sadly singing in his hammock about wanting to win just one challenge, an emo song. Hilarious.
This song doesn't even fucking rhyme. Come on,
Scrambled
dude.
brains.
You're going to fucking sing a song, rhyme in the goddamn song.
You would have a whole album of Survivor songs that you had prepared before you had gone on. It would be so good.
100%.
Applebee's, APPLEBEES. Something like that.
Shaheen ITMs that he's been dreaming about. Now I just want to go on Survivor to take an album on there.
Yeah.
Shaheen ITMs that he's been dreaming about winning immunity, but he cannot win a challenge to save his life. He's had commanding leads and lost. This is brutal experience. And the camp vibe is like being at a funeral because Mary's there and nobody wants to talk to the dead person because you might get the stink of death on you and be the next one to go.
That's
Mary
funny.
ITMs. What's that?
That's a funny metaphor.
Yeah. I think, and also true. It's like if you know somebody's about to get voted off, you don't want to fucking associate with them in any way because you don't want it to seem like you're colluding with them to try and make a flip or, whatever. Mary ITMs that it's apparent they want her gone tonight, but she's resilient. She's not going to give up. She gets up and walks away. And Joe's like, ask Kyle, did you see where she went? Where the hell did she go? He's super paranoid already. And Kyle and Shaheen talk to Joe. He tells them that the plan is Mary. No one panic. Joe then ITMs that things can always go wrong. Maybe somebody would pull a blind side, but his job is to not get weird or panic and just vote Mary out. The eaters return. Kyle ITMs that his decisions are weighing heavy on him. Kyle and Kamilla walk and talk. She tells him they all agreed to get Mary out at the sushi dinner, and Kyle and Kamilla agree that nobody knows how close they are. They both agree that at least one of them has to make the final three. Kyle here then divulges to Kamilla that he's a lawyer. This is the first player he's told that to. He's been telling everybody else he's a teacher. I
like this
was a good
play.
I do too.
I feel like it's like, okay, you get my deepest secret. So he's choosing Kamilla over Eva and Joe, which I would also. Camilla's easier to beat than Eva and Joe.
Well, maybe. You don't fucking know.
But yeah, he's basically like, you have my life in your hands. You could screw me by telling everyone that I've been lying to them.
Yeah.
We then see...
Oh, this is where she tells him that if one of them's in the final three, they have $1 million.
Yeah.
Do you think that's accurate? Do you think there's like, let's say that the final three is Kamilla and Eva and Joe, or Kyle and Eva and Joe. Do you think that jury just like wouldn't vote for Joe and Eva because they were like super dominant the whole game?
No, I think Joe would win.
You think he'd get the votes?
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know.
You think?
I don't think so.
What, you think Eva would get it?
No, I think Kamilla
you
or
think
Kyle
would.
I think she's right about this because their secret alliance is such a strong, it's like, it's a major wild ass high level gameplay that none of them know about. And it's not like a backstabby thing. It's actually like a loyalty thing. They've been loyal since the fucking beginning in this secret alliance that nobody knew about. And they used it like especially if one of them has to sacrifice to put the other one in the final 3, then it's like, it has every element that you would want of all the things these other players are talking about. Being loyal, playing the game, not stabbing each other in the back and all this shit. I think
in a way, if you're Kyle or Kamilla, you don't want the other one in the final 3 with you, because then you share that move together.
Exactly. I totally agree.
I mean, I don't know. I'm still rooting for them.
Me too.
Next portion, Mary ITM, she's going to do a little Russell Chaos, the notorious villain from Survivor. Yes. Oh, God. And Mary tells Joe, I'm writing you down tonight. You're the biggest threat. I hope you take it as a compliment. And this chaos move by Mary was my error of the game. The coconut play, creating enemies. Yeah. Joe telling him you're going to vote for him, even if he already knows. There's no reason to do this. Yeah. You are just pissing him off. And you are sowing chaos in a way that if you're hoping to get this flip to work this round, no one trusts you.
Exactly.
So, they're like, oh, you're a loose cannon.
Yes.
This isn't the time for a revolution either. Just the same problem that Star had.
Totally. It's like, they're not going to keep you around. The only way you're going to get kept around is because the plan to get Joe out is like bigger than you. But if you give them some reason, some detrimental thing you're doing to be like, why would we keep, she's going to do the same shit to one of us next week. Also, I don't know if you witnessed when she opened this little conversation with Joe, she was chopping up another fucking coconut.
Stop.
Yeah. She was hacking on another one.
I mean, we've seen like people have like thrown the rice in the fire before. People have done like all kinds of like
that's a
wild
BIP play.
Shit with the food in these like blazes of glory. And we see Joe, Mitch, and Kyle, and Joe's like, what if she has an idol? And Mitch is like, she doesn't. And Joe's like, maybe we should put one vote somewhere else. He's paranoid. He's Daviding.
Yeah, he's like, well, whose name do you want to write down? Me? Kyle?
Right. Yeah. Exactly, because you're ITMs, you're basically saying you're going to spook someone and you're showing that person that they're next.
Exactly. Joe is like slipping a little bit here.
Yeah.
You know, he wants to make sure that it's really what this boils down to is like the element of risk in this game. He wants to make sure there is no risk of him getting voted off. And the only way to really do that is with an immunity necklace, which he has had multiple times over the course of the season. So he knows that feeling of going into a tribal council with zero risk. Now he doesn't have it. And he's like, oh shit, but what if she has an immunity idol, a secret thing? And Mitch is just like, Jesus, dude, she doesn't have a fucking idol. Chill. He's like, I've been in this spot literally every tribal council where I might be voted out or whatever. You can fuck right off. And I think that is a little bit, there's like an arrogance to the idea that he's trying to present that, well, we should throw one other name on there just in case. And it's like, but no, because if this is the case, if the thing you fear is real, then my name would be in the crosshairs. So fuck you very much, dude. You're in this position, and that's what Survivor's about. You got to sometimes
he wants to take someone down with him.
Yeah, basically, or take somebody down instead of him. Because if what he's saying was true, if Mary had the immunity idol or a secret idol, so all of her votes are nullified. Whatever name was also up there, he now knows his would be because Mary said, I'm going to vote for you too. And so he's like, we need one other name up there. But that means then it would come down to Joe and whoever the other name was.
Yeah.
So he's basically saying somebody else needs to get kicked out in the event of this catastrophic tribal council that I think might happen. I want somebody else to leave instead of me. And it's like, no, dude, go fuck yourself.
He's not like thinking through the repercussions of that down the line, how it would play out.
Yeah.
And we see people are talking, oh, are we going to go against the front runner? I don't know. We're going into this tribal council wondering, are they going to make the big flip? No. The
jury comes in. I got to say, watching David come into this jury is, for me, a pleasure.
It is.
It's like, I don't know exactly what he's doing here. is he playing kind of a character for the cameras to be like, well, fuck it, this is the only screen time I get now. Let me do some crazy shit.
I think so.
Or is he really this guy, though? There's a possibility he's really this guy. He's really this pissed that they kicked him out.
I think he's trying to get all that screen time he can.
I
wonder if he does this in the background of the movies that he's a stuntman into. You're just like, oh yeah, that's the stuntman who's really always trying to face act whenever he's.
It's just some kind of like restaurant scene. He's just in the background.
Yeah, he can't. Just completely flexed.
Look, I'll tell you this. This has been a dream of mine for a long time. Long time. I want to write and direct a horror movie starring all Bachelor people. If this ever comes to fruition, David, I'm going to call you as well because I want you in this movie as well.
All Bachelor people and David.
Him. Yeah. And he'll have some role that has something to do with milk and being muscular.
What kind of stunts do you think he does?
I think all stunt people do. All of them. I'm sure they have specialties, but like, yeah, you're jumping out of buildings.
I wonder what his specialties are.
Driving race cars, kicking heads, shit like that.
We see Chrissy smile that Kamilla got the immunity necklace, I think.
Yeah. Well, she likes anything that takes the power away from the muscle heads. Or what did she call them? She's called them something funny like that, didn't she? Hokey bulkies or something.
Hulkies.
Deal Jeff here says, you have to contend with time when there are no challenges and you're thinking about home. Kyle, what's that like? And Kyle's like, yeah, you sacrifice spending time with the people you love. For me, it's my fiance. We're getting married as soon as I get back, but my family thought the sacrifice was worth it and I use it as motivation. Darko Jeff asked Joe what he sacrificed, and he gives this long thing about his time with his kids. He's put his life on the line for other people he's never met in his job. So he's getting all these things, and they're like, I'm a father, I'm a firefighter. And he says, time is the most precious thing you can give up with the little ones because you never get the minutes back. Darko Jeff then asked Mary if her, in quotes, why she's doing this has evolved. She says, no, my why has always been my mom because she took on the burden for our entire family, and she would use the money to give her mom a glimpse of who she used to be because she had to come basically a different person, sacrifice her life and her own persona to help her children. Darko Jeff asked Kamilla about this. And she says basically the same thing. She's out here for her parents because they sacrificed their 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, 4 decades of their lives to work overtime shifts to provide for her and her brother. Shaheen has a mere parental PTC. His parents escaped the country and left everything behind, switched lifestyles, had to deal with a revolution. And he's like, when you're a kid, you don't recognize the sacrifice. You get mad at them for stupid things like not speaking the language well enough. Produces tears. Kamilla produces tears.
So many PTCs.
Unreal. And it's like, when you see this type of PTC play, I tell this to like literally every player I've ever coached. Your PTC is the most important piece of your identity when applying for a reality show. And you're seeing it here, even in Survivor, which is like, your PTC doesn't fucking mean shit to being able to play that game. It kind of does in love games because it's like, a part of who you are and your personality and your persona is like potentially what you're going to use to, in quotes, fall in love. But here in Survivor, the PTCs really only serve the function of maybe building a friendship, some kind of emotional alliance with a player, but it has no real effect on the game.
No, it's for the jury.
Yeah, sure. Jury management, whatever you want to say. But it doesn't affect like the real gameplay, the winning of immunity things, the backstabbing, the flipping, the whatever. Nonetheless, if you're watching this, you're like, holy shit, they're only casting people who have insane PTCs. Mm-hmm. So it's to even get on the show, you're competing with people whose parents escaped wars. Like, yeah, this is some heavy fucking shit.
Yeah, the story is like, I feel like almost just as important as winning immunity challenges and stuff, because you want to give the money to someone who quote unquote deserves it. It would be funny if there's just like one other person in here and they're like, yeah, I once got a C+ in my calculus class.
Yeah. It's like, well, that's very noble. You'd use the money to help your family. I'd use it to buy a new car, a very expensive one. I've had to drive mid-range luxury cars for the past 20 years, and I'm ready for ultra luxury. I want $1 million car, Jeff. That would be pretty good, but we don't get any of that. Instead, it's these very heartfelt PTCs. DL Jeff asks Mitch about his agenda and what is good with his game. Can you feel that in the conversations? And Mitch is like, you have to do what's best for you. Eva says her game has not shifted at all from an us to a me. She's still in it for the people she trusts, her team. Kamilla says there's a little bit about getting the core group further and further. And if you're not in the core group, you have to do what's right for you. Joe says, even though this is an individual game, the team element's important. No winner wins alone. The question is, how fast do you break those relationships? But with the right group, you can take it further than you think. Kyle says everything's about timing. So even the things they're saying in here are like, are they going to flip on fucking Joe?
Yeah.
It's kind of hinting at maybe they will. He's like, players make moves and get punished, or they never make moves and regret it. Mary says the vibe for everybody else was chill. Her vibe was panicked. She was trying to see who might be amenable to a conversation with her, but no one was. When she said that, I was like, oh, they're voting her out. Or is she like, why in that moment would you lie to the group if you had flipped them? You know, that kind of gave it away for me.
What do you mean? You would lie. You would say, oh yeah, I wasn't able to flip anyone. So they don't see it coming.
No, I'm not saying you would say, I didn't flip anybody, but there's no reason to be like, nobody wanted to talk to me. I feel like in that moment, the votes are pretty much locked, right? Like
No, they're like, often people will have discussions during tribal council, like whispered
change their
discussion.
mind.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right.
I mean, I don't know if we've even seen it this season, but it happens, I would say, at least once a season.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Well, then maybe she fucked up there. She should have been like, I talked to a lot of people, and let's just say there's a new sheriff in town. Something like that, you know? And then everybody's like, well, wait, what? Did other people fucking flip? Am I left out in the cold? Then they all flip.
Yeah. Let's just say, Joe, good luck with those fires at home.
Yeah. Dark Lord Jeff, I just want to simply say, Joe is being voted out tonight. I have unanimous consent from everyone sitting here.
I mean, it's a good experimental strategy.
They probably have some rule against that you can't say who you're going to vote for or something, you know. I'm sure there's some law or rule against that at the tribal council. Nonetheless,
we see everyone voting. Shaheen sings the voting music as he is voting.
Yeah.
And we get him votes. Mary, Joe, Mary. Mary's out. And David stands up for Mary. Only his silent protest almost my play of the game. LOL. I laughed so hard at this. Oh shit, Clues is standing right now. Oh, he's tense.
I'm pulling a David.
He's tensing his muscles.
That was in tribute.
Just
the pose.
Whenever you do a good joke in an episode, I'm just going to stand and do that now. This is in tribute to Clues' good jokes.
It was one of the wildest things I've ever seen. It's like,
it was so funny.
I was expecting him to almost like give her a fucking full military salute or something. The rigidness of his body, the posture, the hands locked in front.
And it's not clapping. Maybe these are all against the rules. The jury must be silent, but
he's not, even the look on his face is not like, you know, good job. It's not like I feel for you and you are my partner and I feel bad for you. It's like a fucking angry, like, I can't believe I watch like this. Yeah. Well, we'll see what he does next week. I'm now watching the show for his jury tribal council reactions.
I like the antics.
Mary here tells the other players after she gets voted off, make yourselves proud. David sits down after she leaves. They head back to camp. Mary's exit speech basically says she was living on borrowed time as the last Vula member and she has no regrets. It was a unanimous vote, is what we come to find out.
She did make it very far for how much her team had diminished.
Totally.
And she had some very funny like one-liners too.
Yeah, no, she was great. I think like, you know, ultimately what I'm seeing in the kind of system of the game is a lot of your late game is going to be very affected by your early game of what happens to that team that you're initially on. If it doesn't have power moving into the merge, you're kind of fucked. Yeah. All those people have been essentially carved off. The only ones from these other tribes now are like Mitch is still kind of hanging around. I guess Kyle was from a tribe originally that wasn't Eva and Joe's, but like they got absorbed pretty quickly because they were at least perceived to be strong players, Kyle specifically, in some of the other challenges and whatever. But Mary was just fucked. She was like twisting out in the wind.
Yeah, she did everything she could, chopping up all their food.
Yeah, I
telling
love
people
that.
she's gonna vote for them.
The final sabotage. I may be leaving, but you ain't eating for a week.
Yep. I mean, people have done worse. We missed it in here, but she had some ITM where she was like, now I get why people do Blaze of Glory.
Yeah. Hey, what's the craziest Blaze of Glory you're aware of?
I mean, I think the throwing the rice in the fire.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even. I have no idea what season it was, but that was pretty bad.
Shit in the rice?
No, but we got a great line I saw a little bit of the promo from Next Week, and Sheikin goes, "You're acting like I shit in your pancakes."
Maybe he did. Maybe they win a pancake reward and he shits in them.
Maybe.
I'd be doing so much experimental shitting in the food play. You have no idea.
I mean, I've only seen that one Blaze of Glory on Labor of Love where the guy peed on the house.
Yeah.
That was funny.
There's got to be more urine play, more scat play. Has to exist.
I mean, season 1, the guy who won was famous for being nude all the time.
Richard Hatch. He was a villain. People hated his guts, but he was like smart, and that was that. And then in the end, if I remember right, they rewarded his kind of like cutthroat nature and his ability to manipulate. And they were like, he was the best player. Sorry, we're voting for him.
I will say, if you haven't seen a lot of Survivor, this is an odd season to me. I like the fact that people aren't like flipping on Joe, especially on the bigger players, is like pretty shocking to me.
Interesting.
It's a very like 4TRR season, I would say.
Yeah. I think they've also kind of gotten, to some degree, just beaten into complacency with him because he wins so many immunity challenges. It's like he's never in your mind as somebody you can even vote for. So it's just kind of like, well, who's next? Who's next? And now you've spent 3 weeks in a row basically trying to target other people and make moves that are like just under Joe because he's always fucking immune. Which is why this week was the fucking week. He's going to be immune next week. He's going to win he almost won this fucking challenge.
He's going to be immune, or Eva can walk away from the thing and give him her idol. Like,
yeah, that too.
I do not get this strategy.
I don't either.
I feel like it's going to come to bite them. We'll see.
Yeah, indeed. Who's your MVP? Oh, well, Kamilla was my
MVP.
Obviously, the immunity win goes without saying. It's the biggest play you can make in any single cycle of the game. But also, I just loved her machinations with Kyle. She's keeping that alliance very much alive, even strengthening it and keeping it secret. No one still knows this is happening. It's brilliant. And the fact that she got that immunity, I also loved her picks to go eat the sushi. Mitch is whatever. Like, everybody's just going to take him now for every reward challenge, basically. But Eva, I thought, was a very smart pick because it says I have loyalty to the Joe Eva conglomerate. Yeah. But it's not Joe also. So I'm not taking him out of there. So whatever Kyle wants to do back at camp to kind of muster that shit and keep an eye on that. It was just like she played this whole game brilliantly. I loved her PTC about her family, her tier play. She was just the main character. She was the best.
She was also my MVP. Got my play of the game. Loved her tier play and winner's speech and her later PTC. And the Kyle Kamilla alliance is one of the most interesting things to me this season. It's way more interesting than Eva and Joe. No offense. Like, it's a very 4TRR dynamic duo.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Anything done in secret is always going to be interesting in a group psychosocial dynamic game like this. I think Eva and Joe, for my money, are like, they're the expected winners. They're incredibly dominant in basically every element of the game. Shaheen and Kamilla have to operate a little in the shadows. They can only win with subterfuge. And will that work? You're basically now, I think, watching this season to see which of those two teams is going to dominate into the final end run, and which of those strategies is going to really pay off. Is it like we win every challenge and have the most immunity idols and secret things we can play and whatever, or it's we have a powerful union that you don't know about, and will their secret be able to take it down? Everybody's pretty good at fucking lying, honestly. I mean, again, I don't know how much of the ITMs we can fucking believe, because I think they have every possible thing that can be said in an ITM. But
yeah,
good episode.
Will Mitch float through till the end? Maybe.
No, I think Mitch is gone.
I don't think so either, because I feel like his story is too good for anyone to want to bring him along. But maybe Shaheen would end up in the finals as like people thinking they can beat him.
I could see, this is my prediction is it's Joe, Eva, and Kyle is probably the final three. But I could see if they can pull off by hook or by crook, by some miracle, if they can do a flip and get Joe out, I think Eva's next to go out. And I could see a final three being Kyle, Shaheen, Kamilla. I could see that.
That would be interesting.
Time will tell.
Yeah.
But thank you very much for joining us.
Maybe they just won't ever go for Joe, and then Joe will win.
Yeah. Joe literally never gets eliminated from the entire game ever. He's like 75 years old, still playing Survivor.
Yeah,
when are you going to let me off of the show? As soon as you stop winning immunity challenges. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us for this recap of episode 11 of Survivor Season 48. We will be back on next Tuesday, I think, right? With This Week in Bachelor Nation. We finished, lot to talk about. My God.
We finished the season finale of Battle Camp also on our Patreon.
We did.
Check that out.
And we've got a new Casa Gore coming right up very soon. We're going to start watching Hannah Brown's season 15 of The Bachelorette. We're going to try and pack all of that in before June 3rd.
Yeah.
Which is Love Island USA season 7, sorry. All of those promos are starting to come out now. We're going to talk more about that next week in This Week in Bachelor Nation on Tuesday, but we're going to be watching every episode of that season of Love Island and Casa Gore.
Wish us luck.
Yeah. We need it.
Talk about scrambled brains.
That ain't no shit. That'll be fun though. It's a fun brain scramble.
Yeah. I can't wait.
God, I know. I'm frothing. Yeah, I just
frothing. What will be my Halloween costume this year?
What will be?
Well, I was Robert.
I see. Yes.
Last year. Will anyone be good enough?
This year.
What?
Mine might be David this year.
David?
I need to put on really 2 extra nipples and then just walk around shirtless. Yeah, milk all over my
mustache.
face. Just fucking walk around looking mad all the time.
That's hilarious. It's not that hard to do.
Yeah. Anyways, we will see you next Tuesday.
Gotta maybe draw some hair. Darker
draw hair. Do what now?
Nothing. Praise be Dark Lord Jeff.
Please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast. Please get a friend to listen to us. And then please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast.